All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Making Dough podcast. My name's Anthony Iannone. I am from the North American Pizza Culinary Academy in Lisle, Illinois. And I'm excited today to have, he's not a pizza maker, and but he's a opera or a business operator that has been a huge part of the pizza business. And as you know, we're more than just pizza makers, pizzeria owners. We're ingredients, and we talk about everything that makes the business successful. So I got Eric Bam with me. Eric, welcome. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So, Eric, why don't you give us a little background of yourself, your position with your company, and let everybody know exactly who you are.
I will do that. First and foremost, man, I'm a father. I've got three great kids, and I think one of the misses in life is we get so focused on what we do at work that it defines us. But the reality is, what I do for work every day allows me to do things when I'm not at work that I want to do. And so I'm a proud father, and love the pizza community. You asked what I do. I sell bumpy paper for a living. So this is a perfect crust pizza liner. It goes inside the pizza box. The bumps lift the pizza up, allows the air to circulate. Dimples absorb all the grease and the moisture, keeps the pizza really crispy. It works. The simplest things work. It's biodegradable, compostable, chemical free. I'm the vice president of sales and marketing for the company. Been here for a little over 6.5 years. And prior to that, worked in distribution like you did for 20. And so I see it from a lot of different angles. And talk to a lot of pizza operators every day. I'm all the time seeing something that works on the East Coast that somebody in the Midwest may say, "Hey, what about this?" And I'm like, "I got a guy." And so we're huge in at Perfect Crust about being connectors and trying to bring people together, because I think there's massive value in that, because what I might see somewhere you might be struggling with. And it's not just about pizza liners, it's about everything, whether you a box guy, a cheese guy, a pizza culinary school guy, whatever it is. We It's something we take a lot of pride in.
Sure, that's great. I mean, and you guys have definitely, revolutionized. I guess we can say, the products used in the pizza world.
Yeah.
And it's tremendous because it was always a soggy bottom, a wet bottom. So, and now everybody wanting crispy pizza and trying to keep their moisture level in their boxes is much a problem. So, it's great seeing, and definitely I can see a difference in operators that use your product, as opposed that don't see the value. So when you're in a store, an operation, you're talking with an owner. What I don't want to say what's your sales pitch, but how do you let them understand the value of? Because most salesmen with distribution companies
Yeah.
aren't going to tell them it's do you want it, do you not want it. So when you're in a store, what's your conversation like? You
Uh,
know,
that's a great question. I will tell you this: it's usually pretty simple. Look, we look at the product. We'll do two pizzas together side by side, one the way they would normally do it, one with a perfect crust pizza liner, and we'll let it set for 30, 45 minutes. And then we'll pull them out, open them up, and look at them. And the proof is usually always there. I will tell you, our biggest competition, so to speak, is, well, that's the way I've always done it, or that's the way my dad did it, and that's the way I do it, right? And I will tell you a funny story. I was up in the Northeast, and this is 5, 6 years ago, and I had a food show. And this young gun, he comes up, and I said, "What are you putting in your pizza box?" And he said, "Wax paper." And I said, "Why are you doing wax paper?" He said, "Well, that's the way my dad did it." And I literally said, well, my dad used to beat the shit out of me as a kid. We don't do that anymore. Like, we're allowed to change, right? We're allowed to evolve. We're allowed to get better. And the way it's always been done is doesn't make it right. And we're allowed to change and figure out new ways. And a perfect crust pizza liner is far superior to wax paper. Wax paper just puts a barrier in between the pizza and the crust, and it makes it worse. It is literally the worst thing you can do is wax paper, right? But as far as what our sales pitch is, it works. And then, in the industry now, in the pizza community now, prior to maybe COVID, when a lot of operators were doing their own delivery, they would look at this as a pure expense, right? Now with third party, whether it's Uber Eats, DoorDash, or somebody local or whatever it is, We go to the operator and we say, look, don't fret over 12 cents. Raise the price on DoorDash. Raise the price 15 cents. Because here's the reality. The reality is this, and I DoorDash more than I care to admit at my house, right? Because I have 2 young daughters. Is when I know I want pizza and I know I want Savastanos or I want Andolini's or I want Simple Simons or I want Cece's Pizza, whatever it is, I'm not shopping around on my phone on an app for the cheapest pizza, right? I know what I want and I go get it. Plain and simple. That is what the consumer does. Most pizza operators don't think like that because they don't use like a third party. They just don't do it, right? We go as a consumer and we get what we want on third party. Period. So, one of the things you've got to do as the operators, you've got to do everything within your power to protect the integrity of your pizza because you know as well as I do that every pizza operator puts so much love and care and joy and heart and work and effort and all those things into how great that pizza is. And yet then they let it just fly out the door with the pizza wax paper underneath it and let some DoorDash driver take it. You better put a sticker on it, safety seal. You better use a Perfect Crust Pizza Liner. If you're still out there using a 9x9 foam container, God love those people. I hope they sell a ton of them, but stop. Man, better packaging allows your product to get home better. And because here's the bottom line in all of it. This is the bottom line. If the product gets there and it's soggy, they don't 1-star Yelp review Uber or DoorDash. They 1-star Yelp review you.
Pizzeria.
Better do every single thing within your power to protect the integrity of your pizza.
And you know what? It's so great, like you say that, and that's your mentality because there's not a lot of operators. I tell people when I was a chef, when I ran restaurants,
Yep.
if a salesperson came into me and told me how they can save me a nickel,
Yeah.
meant they were trying to cut the quality of what I was doing.
Yep.
My mentality was I wanted a salesperson to come in and say, Anthony, this is how it can help you be better, make a better product, celebrate. I'll worry about my food costs. I'll worry about my expenses. What are you going to do to help me make a better product and sell a better product? Because, we're in business to sell. We're not in business to save.
Yes.
Right now, you got to be smart. I tell every operator, you got to be smart. You got to know what you're doing. Can't waste money. But don't tell me how you can save me a dime by making my product less quality.
Yes. Dude, you're preaching today. You're preaching. Just keep going because you're preaching. That's right. It's exactly what I told you before we started today. I did a post on Facebook and LinkedIn today talking about the best sellers out there. They're not walking in saying, I have that, I have that, I have that, and talking about how they're a nickel less. They're walking in saying, hey, I have this, I have this, I have this. And they're showing them new products. You want to win in sales and win in food sales, walk in with this product and say, here's an item that if you bring it in right now, I can show you 3 ways to use it, and here's how you can make money on it. Not don't show me how I can. I don't want to. I don't show me how to save a nickel while I'm stepping over a dollar. Right? Show me how I can affect my business from the top line. Right? Because to your point, a great operator they'll protect the downside. They know what's coming in, right? How can you help me grow my business? Or even maybe a little bit different. How can you help me look at my menu and say, all right, you've got 12 appetizers on here. These bottom 3 aren't even selling. Get them off the menu. I see that a lot too, Anthony, where you see so many pizza operators that think they have to be all things to all people, and they turn into Chili's, right? Where they got to this thick. Man, do it well and do it right and take the ingredients you have and be really good at those and use high quality stuff. You use grande cheese. I mean, find the best stuff out there that you're really proud about. Use the best products out there. The best pizza operators I know, they're not trying to save their way to prosperity by give me the cheapest tomato you got. They're buying the best of the best stuff and they're charging for it, but they're buying the best of the best product.
And that's the thing, and that's what's going to build a business. You know, make a dollar, don't save a nickel, like you just said, and that's one of those things you try to get to people. Now, there are operators in certain areas that price is price. It is what it is. But if you
There's a place for all of it, right? There's definitely a plus for all.
Yeah, and if you're going to be an operator, whatever, and I tell people change is good. Be smart about it,
Yeah,
but change is good. Elevate yourself, do things better, figure out, invest into yourself.
yeah,
Invest into your business. The problem is a lot of guys and people in the business, in the food business for a whole, they
yeah,
want to just do one thing and stay at that same thing, and or like you said, my dad did it, my grandfather. It's great. You started with a great foundation.
yeah,
Build on it. Build on it. Make yourself better. Make your operation better, and get it ready for the next generation after that. So
yep.
I mean, that's what it should be. So, with that being said, in generations or in timeline, tell me and tell us what you said you were in distribution before. What made you see this product, or get involved with this and say this is something that's going to revolutionize and elevate the pizza world to the next level? So, give us a little background on that.
The product, your perfect crust, people don't realize they all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're all of a sudden seeing you everywhere, but the product's 10 years old. And it's morphed and changed. So when it first came out, it only had bumps. It only had bumps. It didn't have the dimples on it. So it's morphed and changed a little bit. We have a patent on it. Um, I sold that product in my previous life, and I knew it worked. And then they came to me and said, "Hey, we've got an opportunity. We'd like to hire you." And off I went, and because I knew it worked, and I knew there was a place for it. And I'll name drop a little bit, but a guy like Tony Gemignani was an early advocate of this. He knew it worked. And so, you look at guys like across the country, like, Tony or Siler Chapman or Carmine Testa. I mean, I could name Lars Smith, who's in California. I could name a million pizza operators that all use the product now. And you know what? It's not out of dumb luck. It's because it works. And then what people don't realize is to the point of, we look at some products like Little Caesars. We look at Little Caesars, right? And there's a time and a place for every pizza out there. And we look at Little Caesars and people are like, oh, that's cheap pizza. Guess what? They use Perfect Crust Pizza Liners. Under every pan pizza from Little Caesars is a Perfect Crust Pizza Liner. They care about quality more than some operators actually realize. Or we have another one, CC's Pizza, which is a 300 unit buffet style pizza out of Dallas, Texas. And you know what? The perception is it's inexpensive pizza. But guess what? They use Perfect Crust Pizza Liners. I mean, so does Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, if you're not, they're not doing a lot of business, via DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever, but they care about the quality and the integrity of their pizza. And that's the cool thing about our product. And to your point of like, why am I here? Number one, I'll tell you what, I couldn't work for a couple of better people than I do that own our company. They're absolutely amazing. Jeff Pugh and Nick Hedlund are just incredible people to work for, and our culture is amazing. And we just get up and we have fun every day, man. Like I have the best job, dude. I tell everyone I live such a charmed life. I get up, I get to talk about bumpy paper every day and pizza bags. We do a great job at pizza bags at incrediblebags.com. And I get to be in and out of the best pizzerias. I get to talk to the best pizzerias. I took my daughters for dinner last night. We were coming home from Meet the Teacher night. And I said, where do you guys want to eat? And they said, we want to go to Simple Simon's Pizza and get a calzone. Right. And Simple Simon's Pizza, I live in Tulsa. They're based out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, 200 units. And we're under all their pizzas. And we got a calzone. And as we're walking out, the owner says, hey, man, I'll catch you later. And my 6-year-old daughter, she goes, are you pizza famous? And I'm like, well, in a weird kind of way, like it's kind of stupid, but I know everyone, right? Which is fun because the pizza community is the best. And I'll tell you, coming from the distribution side of things, you could walk in if you obviously been to Pizza Expo. You go to Pizza Expo and everybody wants to help everybody, right? There's no Mexican restaurant expo. There's no steak expo. There's no barbecue expo. But a lot of those people, they're not helping each other. Yeah. The pizza community is so amazing from that standpoint, and I just love it. I mean, I love supporting people whether they buy our product or they don't. I had a situation a couple years ago where um my own personal Instagram, I shared the story of this guy who was going to be speaking for the first time at Pizza Expo. And I shared it and I said, go check out, so and so. And he sent me a message. He said, I can't believe you would share my post. I don't use your stuff. I said, I don't care about that. I want you to be successful, man. So it's all good. We're here for just the high tide raises all boats, and we're here for everybody. So
which is great. And that's like we talked about before. Like we're in the business of helping people elevate
yeah,
and showing them, better opportunities and helping them get to that point. And that's the way it should be. It shouldn't matter what flour you use, what tomato you use, what cheese you use. You know, I can tell you where I stand, but I'm not going to tell you not to use something, or you have to use something, or it's not going to be good. It's as a chef, a pizza maker, if food business is personal, and
yes,
I tell people like you gotta, you have to have that passion to get it through to people. Now, I tell people too, my biggest thing in business and in training and consulting is I'll always tell people be consistent.
yeah,
Consistency is the biggest thing. And I tell people straight up, Eric, be consistently shitty or be consistently straight. I don't care. Just be consistent.
one,
You know, and people look at me and I'm like, people want to know when they're walking into your place what they're gonna get. People want to be able to order a pizza, get it delivered, and not have the bottom of their box ripped through. I mean, I'm not saying everybody's, but if your product or certain products can help a product get to somebody better, more enjoyable, it's gonna keep that product, that sale to that store. And that's the way, it should be. So for me, I try to tell people elevate, invest into what you're doing
yeah,
and be smart about it and go at it to make money every day, not to save a nickel, to make a dollar and build your business on that. So I mean, it's great, and I appreciate for someone who's teaching people on the flour, the tomato, the pizza making end of the business. A product that you have, that you and your team, especially my guy Brian, I'm going to give him a shout out there because he's my guy whenever I see him out there. And support. I mean, you guys really do support the business as a whole. Um, so I appreciate seeing what you guys do, and it really is, every day it's a product that I tell people that they should be using in their pizza boxes, to just get a better product delivered to home.
yeah.
So I appreciate your time. Um, you know, the podcast is hoping to get out to everybody to elevate the business and really make them understand. Like we said, we started this podcast, it's making dough. So we want people to make dough, be successful, one slice at a time, one pie at a time.
Yep.
So whether it's their tomatoes, their water, their cheese, um, the pizza boxes that they're using, whatever, Perfect Crust Liners. It's a great business, and hopefully we can help it keep growing. So I did want to take. Go ahead.
I think you're wrapping up. Can I throw out one thing?
Go ahead.
I, One of the things I want to talk about just real quick because it's on my mind a lot right now is I see so many operators that to your point, be consistent. Whether it's a shitty pizza or a great pizza, be consistent, right? But being a good operator also means you have to be good at lease negotiations and you have to be good at HR and you have to be good at insurance and you have to be good at all this other stuff. And you have to be good at social media. Okay. And one of the things that's on my mind a lot right now is that posting pictures of great pizza, like that's the price of admission. Okay. So what happens now, the younger generation that are kids that are afraid to leave the house without a comfort level of where they're going, you really want to win with the younger generation on social right now. I want to see a video of, hey, when you come in the front door, hey, this is Anthony and he's our host today. Or hey, this is Anthony, he's behind the bar. Anthony, what's your cocktail of the day? Show them what the restaurant looks like so when they walk in, they feel comfortable. They've already been there. They've already visualized it. They've already seen it. So even if it's popping the hood and saying, "Hey, this is John. He's back. He's slicing onions today. We're cutting fresh peppers. Here's mushrooms. Here's us making our pizza sauce." Let the consumer, especially the younger consumer, feel like they walk in and they already know who you are. They have a comfort level, and I'm telling you, you will win with the younger generation.
Sure. Sell the people, not just the place,
Yes.
because it's the way it should be, and it should come back as, customer service and people. People are the ones that get up every day and work hard and give. But unfortunately, a lot of people will be quick to call someone out if they get a bad experience. But like you're saying, give the people who are working hard the props that made your visit enjoyable,
Yep.
and give them props. Whether you're picking up a pizza to go or you're going to sit in a restaurant. No, you're totally right, Eric. It's such a great it should be such a great business because uh, not many other businesses have so much interaction like the food business and the restaurant business.
No doubt.
So,
No doubt.
but so I appreciate you being on the Making Dough podcast with me. We have been sponsored by New York Water Maker, which another product we always talk about. Water, when you're doing a 60, 70, 80% hydration, is a very important ingredient
Yep.
in your product. So we're great to be sponsored by them. And if there's anything else you like to tell everybody before you go,
Yeah, I got one. Well, I got two things. I got two.
boy.
Hey, look, we're never too old to learn, right? So if you think you've done it all and you think you've seen it all and you know how to do everything, you're probably wrong. You should probably, go to pizza culinary school over here and check it out. You might learn something new from this guy.
Which right.
So that's number one. Number two, hey, look, we're all about samples. So if you're watching this and you want a free case and you want to try Perfect Crust Pizza Liners, I will ship you a free case. It's Eric at perfectcrust.com. Super easy to find me. It's at the Eric Bam on all social media, but just hit me up. I'll send you a free case and let you try it.
All right, everybody. So you heard him, Eric Bam, VP of Operations and Sales from Perfect Crust Pizza Liners, have elevated and really raised the game on the takeout pizza world, where we know everybody's doing takeout today. So check out Perfect Crust Pizza Liners. And Eric, thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you guys around and continue helping the pizza world.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
All right. Have a great day.